Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Well, Tasport says it's nearing completion on a new 30-year agreement to keep the Australian Antarctic Division in Kingston. That's despite concerns it may be looking elsewhere. Fronting a government business hearing, Tasport's chiefs claim the relationship with the division is in good stead despite a tumultuous year. In August, the RSV Noyina was denied permission to pass under the Tasman Bridge with a ship larger than originally planned.
The dialogue between Tasports and AAD was continuous. I think I heard earlier the specs of the ship changed. Surely that was communicated to you and a question was asked, is this going to be a problem?
It can't be modelled until the model of the vessel is available. And
can't be modelled off the plans?
No.
A fuel barge is being investigated as a solution. Tasports also face questioning over frequent staff turnover at the organisation. Meanwhile, high-profile, controversial and costly energy projects have come under the spotlight as Taz Network's also fronted a GBE hearing. Changing plans and their yet-to-be-finalised cost implications drawing criticism.
Marinus Link is the state's biggest ever infrastructure project, built to save households $35 to $40 a year on power. It's also been in the works for nearly a decade.
We've been hearing these sorts of figures for years and years and years.
The long wait for the link and its value coming under fire at a Taz Network scrutiny hearing.
At each stage of approval, AEMO has stood behind this project as the number one actionable project.
We will embrace the numbers. We will provide as many numbers as are able to be provided.
Thanks to cost blowouts, Tasmania requested a new funding deal for Marinus with the Commonwealth, unbeknownst to the man in charge.
Post that position, of course, we were informed of it all. But our role is not to negotiate with, between states and federal government.
A timeline adjustment for the rollout of Northwest transmission upgrades has worried some wind farm proponents, concerned they can't connect to the grid.
He says, to be perfectly frank, we were surprised. That's about the Northwest transmission timetable. He says it was inconsistent with all of our dealings that we've had to date, such as the desire to bring wind energy into Tasmania.
There are other projects and proponents who made the assumption that we would build all of Northwest TD straight
Not an
away.
assumption, that's what they were told.
Yeah, but things
It's not an
change.
assumption.
But the CEO says there are alternate plans, including building it as an unregulated asset.
Once we get the formal connection applications, we can progress these.
A recent Taz Network staff survey revealed reports of assault, bullying and sexual assault. The company says it's developing a workplace mental health and wellbeing action plan. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
A trial program credited with saving lives is being extended to the state's northwest. Police or paramedics often attend mental health incidents, but from Monday, expert staff based in Devonport and Burnie will respond to calls if emergency services need extra support to deal with mental health crises.
We've worked with Tas Police, worked with Ambulance Tasmania about what are the calls that they are getting, what are they seeing in the community to design how we would do this.
Since launching in Hobart in 2022, rapid response clinicians have treated almost 3,000 people, with 75% kept out of hospital. A dedicated Tasmanian Tourism and Hospitality Advisory Committee has met to discuss major workforce challenges. The board pinpointing staff attraction and retention, skills and training gaps and funding as priority areas for its 3-year action
really
plan.
Is to provide advice to government on the tourism and hospitality about their workforce and training needs. So the roadmap really is a bit of an action plan that we're starting to develop with government to give advice on those critical issues.
And we want to have more investment in our industry. So if we're to have more investment, we need to have the workforce to back it up, and that's what we're trying to achieve.
The committee also agreed practical industry-led solutions will be the answer to change. 2 Tasmanian artists are $20,000 richer after winning the Henry Jones Art Prize. This year's competition featured 139 entrants. A panel of judges ranking Katie Barron's contemporary piece Flossed Innocence #1 in the painting category.
The artwork is a painting of things that I primarily find really joyful. So water pistol and fairy floss, just things from my childhood that I have really great memories of, and just combining them in a way that seems really unexpected.
Meanwhile, Nicole O'Loughlin clinched the inaugural Mixed Media Prize for her embroidered artwork.
A lot of it is hand stitched, so it took 8 months to create. And then there are some machine stitched areas as well, so that's using the sewing machine kind of as a drawing tool.
Category is set to return next year following its success. Well, Christmas can't come quick enough for Tasmanian businesses, with new figures showing inflation and the soaring cost of living is having an impact on confidence. With Black Friday sales sweeping the globe, Tasmanians are also being asked to think local before they buy.
It's the most wonderful time of the year for families and businesses. Once just an American event, Black Friday now heralds the start of the Tassie holiday spend.
So a strong Christmas trading period is essential for any business, whether it's a small business or a large chain store.
Big stores will be doing sales, small stores will be making sure they hang off the coattails.
Tasmanians urged to try and fill their stockings with local goods. The Small Business Council asking shoppers to go local first, both online and at retailers like Lily and Dot.
Is it available locally? If it's available locally, give them the opportunity.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday doesn't preclude you from going local first.
The call to arms comes as the latest TCCI survey reveals local businesses remain uncertain about the health of the economy over the next 12 months. While there's been a rise in those who think the economy will improve, a vast majority believe Tasmania is facing a tough 2024. Rising costs the number one issue, with inflation and staff shortages also a concern.
What they're telling us is that there's just layer and layer on layer of cost that makes it harder to do business. In Tasmania.
We understand that cost of living is a concern for everyone and rising prices, but there's a heap of government concessions.
The news is not all negative. Despite those fears, 1 in 2 businesses want to expand next year, while more than a third believe they won't go backwards.
We're in a place that the world wants our product, they want to come and visit us. Tasmania's in a really good situation to really maximise that.
We've definitely seen year-on-year growth in the 8 years since I opened my gift store.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Colony 47's annual Christmas Day lunch is moving outdoors, with the charity taking it to a new venue. The Hanging Garden in Hobart CBD will host the festive feast, with more than 500 people expected to attend. The organisation is looking for donations to help with the cost, calling on Tasmanians to dig deep.
If you've got $20 to spare, that would be fantastic to donate, or give us more so a whole family can celebrate.
We can actually do a bit more with community. So for us, that's been a really positive, and I don't really look at it as giving up my Christmas. I look at it as just an expansion.
Donations can be made at Colony 47's website. The festive season just got a whole lot sweeter, with summer fruit ripening just in time for Christmas. Fruit Growers Tasmania launching its latest seasonal produce guide, helping locals and tourists pinpoint where to find some of the state's best crops.
Fresh from the farm, this delectable spread of summer fruit is merely a sample of what's available statewide.
We produce almost $400 million worth of fruit each year. This is available for our locals, for our tourists. It's the same produce as well that goes to more than 20 international markets.
Around 30 of Tasmania's top producers scoring a spot in the latest seasonal produce guide. A glove box essential for tourists and Tasmanians on the hunt for high quality fruit and veg, as well as honey, nuts and cider.
It's a good opportunity to get some people down in the Huon Valley. Like, we're a little bit off the beaten track, I suppose, not on the main stretch, so they have to sort of come around to get to us.
These are family businesses, they work hard, and I know that they are really proud when they're able to see a guide like this, which is highlighting the incredible work that they do.
It also includes a calendar showing readers when produce is ripe enough to pick. Strawberries, blackberries, raspberries and cherries, as well as potatoes and garlic. Just some of the crops ready in time for Christmas.
You can't get anything better than accessing produce straight from the farm or the orchard.
The guide can be picked up at the farm gate stalls, as well as visitor centres, airports, Spirit of Tasmania vessels and online. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
The countdown to Christmas is on in Launceston, with Brisbane Street Mall's new and improved tree just one night away from being switched on. Decorated with more than 7,000 lights, the 11-metre installation is expected to draw hundreds into the city, as will the Black Friday sales.
Lots of the shops are open till 7 and 8 o'clock, and they've got some really great bargains in for you.
It's a big night in Launceston. People look forward to it all year. They form great memories over the course, and they want to come back year after year.
The lighting will take place at 8:30, accompanied by community performances, circus acts, face painting, book readings and more. Meanwhile, Christmas has come early for paediatric patients in the Royal Hobart Hospital, with Santa making a special appearance this morning. The man in red taking time out from his busy schedule to make the trip to Hobart. He was assisted by some jolly helpers as they tried to bring a smile to those facing Christmas on the ward.
Quite often they miss out on cool, fun stuff to do, and so that's why I'm here, bringing it to them.
It's amazing just to see the kids' face light up, and also watch the parents see their children just be distracted from, what it's like to be in hospital.
The visit was organised by the group behind popular Christmas event Santa's Funland, which begins tomorrow at the Regatta Grounds.
Former teammates are tonight remembering Burnie footballer and Tasmanian AFL Hall of Famer Steve Beaumont. Steve played 37 games as a forward for Essendon during the mid-70s, kicking 46 goals. A three-time premiership winner at Cooey, he's still remembered as one of Burnie's most decorated players, inducted into the Tasmanian Hall of Fame in 2011. Steve was 72. It's a big night for the Hurricanes, needing to secure a win against the Renegades at Blunsdon Arena to have any hope of playing in the WBBL finals. Currently sitting in 6th place, they need to win their final 2 games and hope for some favourable results in other matches to make it to an elimination final. The first ball is bowled in about half an hour. With the Tigers at the top of their game, even a ton isn't enough to guarantee a spot. Bradley Hope is focused on staying in the Shield first 11, days after notching his maiden first-class century in the Tigers' win over New South Wales. Finding form after a stop-start beginning to his career, the all-rounder wants to hang around to help the Tigers claim the Sheffield Shield.
My previous games I'd been in then out and in then out. So yeah, it's just nice to get a consistent run and just find my role.
The ladder leaders play the Blues again next week, the coach hoping they can round out the first half of the season with the same dominance.
Look, we're in good form. The boys are happy and playing some good cricket. It'd be great to finish off well before the Big Bash period.
Aims to keep their undefeated Shield run going at the SCG on Tuesday.
Good evening. Hobart at top of 18 degrees today. It was 26 in Launceston. Devonport recorded 20 and Burnie 21. Warmest was the 28 at Ouse, as some temperatures rose as much as 8 degrees above average. Bushy Park and Cressy 26, King Island and Strawn 23, Flinders Island and Lyawini 22 today, Smithton, Friendly Beaches and Grove 21, Low Head and St Helens 20. No measurable rainfall was recorded today as a patch or two of cloud hovered over the east and south of Tasmania. All that thunderstorm activity continues over much of eastern and northern Australia. Some low-level cloud is being pushed onshore along the Nullarbor coast. Tomorrow, the high, now to our east, continues its influence over us. There is a low forming over South Australia. Now that will bring our rain over the weekend. Winds tomorrow mostly northeast and northerly and picking up during the day to 15 to 25 knots, light and variable winds over the southwest lakes. Hobart expecting 25 and mostly sunny tomorrow. Huonville 28 degrees, same for Campania. Launceston a top of 27 and partly cloudy. Devonport 21 and 24 the high for Georgetown. Burnie expecting 19 degrees and partly cloudy. Partly cloudy also for Strawn, 23 the top and 21 for Wynyard with a possible shower sneaking in. St Helens cloudy and 21, 23 the top for Swansea and Port Arthur. On Saturday, the long-awaited wet weather will arrive, spreading statewide from the north. Southeasterly winds on Sunday with the showers again, but gradually easing during the afternoon. And on Monday, just a few isolated showers over the south and east. Temperatures still struggling to reach 20. No problem though in Perth after a scorcher today, cooling right down to 38 tomorrow. A possible storm for Adelaide, 25 in Melbourne, with showers increasing. A shower or two in Sydney and a morning shower over Brisbane. Partly cloudy at the moment in Hobart at 16, 22 in Launceston and 19 right now in Devonport. I know, Kim, you've had hundreds already. Got my first Christmas card today, and that's from Cameron, who actually supported the guide dogs with his Christmas card. But Cameron, my name's not Murphy-meter, okay? And don't you start picking up on that, Miller.
Good on you, Cameron. And that is all your news for now. We'll be back later with news, sport and weather updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.